Man, I don't really know where to start. How about right here? Hey, I'm Slinky. Nice to meet you. Welcome to the Village SMP. I guess I should start by explaining what the server is. The Village SMP is a survival multiplayer server that I started with some friends a long time ago. I'd say a few years ago. We have about 20 members on here, and we all just play some Minecraft. This season, we have a couple of data packs and a few other things to make the game a little bit more fun, but the core idea is survival multiplayer with a few friends. So I already have a bit of infrastructure built. I'm actually just walking around my first house. This is my starter house. I had all my chests down here. You can kind of see that. I should probably close that. That's a falling hazard. Pop a picture up on the screen right. Yeah, so what you're looking at right now, this is a map, Dynamap of the world. I preloaded all the chunks, 10K by 10K. We have custom biomes. It's called Terralith. It's a data pack. It's really hard to get around, so we actually have a teleportation system here on the server where we have a hub with warp signs in spawn. And everybody has their own sign, so getting around the bases is super easy now. You don't need to drain your elytra, and it helps us all stay a bit more connected. Okay, I guess we're gonna start with a tour of the base though. So like I was saying, this was my starter base. I chose a biome here. It's called the Sakura Grove. It's pretty nifty, I'm not gonna lie. Now, it's all pink. I know the new update has cherry blossoms in it. Listen, I know we're in 119.3. This was before the cherry blossoms were even announced, so this was still really cool and unique at the time. I chose to live in this biome because it's actually like in a ravine. You can see it goes a mountain on this side, a mountain on this side, with a river down in the middle. Trying not to spoil the rest of the base. And I thought it was really cool. I had this idea where I was gonna put like glass circles all along there with farms in it. I still might do that. Something cool for sure with the mountainside, and I'm really trying to play with the terrain here. So instead of changing it all, tearing it down, I'm trying to work with it. I got the moss here. I have these kind of look like flowers if you put them down. Looks like either like the cherry blossom, maybe a few leaves fell down, or they look like flowers in the moss or something like that. It looks really nice. And I also have, a couple custom resources. I mean, you can see my XP bar is kind of colorful, and those few extra hearts are because I have reinforced armor here. It's one of the data packs that we have on the server. But yeah, so this is where I started off. Now, I've never built in this style before, so I was really playing around with what block palette to use, and this one here is what I kind of got with. I used some Googling to get some ideas here, and honestly, I love this block pattern, but it was a little dark for the vibe, in my opinion. It has more of that rustic Asian vibe, more of like a Japanese vibe, and that's super cool, but I want more of like a fantasy kind of, I'm going for that, more of a fantasy feel, so a little more bright. So that explains like the pink glow berries. They're also really pretty. I think they're really, you're gonna see why in a second, but they're really pretty. I have these lanterns everywhere, and I'm using a big concept of color theory here. So if you're not familiar with color theory, the idea is that blending colors and matching colors and opposing colors work well together, and you should always use percentages of block palettes. So for an example, if you had a whole pie and you're making a pie chart, you're going to want like 20% of the pie to be white, so you get highlights of white, and then you're going to want 50% of it to be pink, lots of pink. That's one of your main ones. So with that idea in mind, it's orange, brown, red, pink. It's kind of the idea. Lots of green, lots of neutral colors. That's kind of the idea here. And then the buildings are supposed to stand out amongst the trees really well. I'm also going for a bit of an overgrown look, a bit of a more of a live with the land feel here. And I know that I'm going to be chopping this up, but hopefully I get all the important info in here. It's a lot to go through, but we keep walking. And it actually reveals the blacksmith here. So it's the second building. Now this one, I got a bit more of a bearing for a fantasy style build. We also have a blast furnace here, which serves as my super smelter. I don't really have anything to show you, but this thing has a lot of furnaces in it. Now the goal is to make everything look real, lived in. You know, like somebody's actually doing stuff here. So it's all about the small details, right? So when you're walking through here, you know, it's kind of messy. I got some stuff on the ground, you know, he's working on stuff. The blacksmith has got it going. Open up this, you know, he's got a sword in there. He's got all kinds of stuff hanging from the ceiling. Up here is actually my warp. So this is where people end up when they teleport to my base from the hub. I got a teapot. I commissioned Lost to make that for me. And this was a prank, but I kept it. Doot, 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 doot. It's like a little store chime. Here's where he does business. You know, just to remind everybody that he's the best blacksmith in town. He's got those everywhere. I got the 2 different kinds of banners here. I really think they look good. I have more banners, you'll see in a second, but they're all a very similar vibe. This, I completely got offline. This isn't my design. This is just something I got on the internet. I thought it looked great, and I put the shovel next to it for you to bang the gong when you need to, you know, in case you need to bang the gong. We go down here, another really cool spot. So we walk over here, and we got somebody fishing. He's fishing. And you get a great view. Look, there's that banner I was talking about, the new banner. You can see the bridge over there. But if we run back over here, eat a piece of chicken, nom nom, keep walking. Look, there's a garden. Boom. The boats in here are kind of because, like, you know, you got to eat as a village. You know, got to think about this as like a place. So how do they do it? They make potatoes, they make bread, a couple of carrots in there. Okay, cool. But they also fish. But you keep on walking through here. Now, mobs are dangerous. We have a data pack that makes mobs spawn like super strong. You know, charged creepers are normal. It comes with the par of having all this stuff. You know, all these fancy tools and such. You got bigger, badder bosses too. Here's the chest room. You know, we'll go in all cinematic. This is where the pink really comes in handy. You know, these pink glow berries, because it was kind of hard to get pink in here. You know, it was feeling left out of the vibe because it goes from so much to so little. I did get a tree in here. This is all hand mined, well, with the help of some TNT. And you can see I also like put stairs and slabs everywhere just to kind of like make it feel a bit better, a bit more jagged. But yeah, the whole ceiling's lit up with these glow berries. They're hanging down. We got moss in the ceiling. If we come down here, it's not really much. I wanted to build like a bit of a sanctuary. You can fish here if you wanted to. Got some blocks here. There's really no rhyme or reason. It's just like blocks. No, it's like blocks. You know, like with a question mark. And then like items over here. I haven't filled up all the chests yet. I'm a huge fan of, you know, shulker storage. So you just put all your bulk storage in shulkers, toss them in the chest. So yeah, this is the cave room. This is pretty cool, I'd say. No, honestly. We come through here, cross our little bridge, and we take a big left ski. We got another little bridge with another waterfall. Beautiful waterfall flowing down to the river. Take a left. Now you can either go on this side or go on the other side. I'm going to go in this side. And you have the armor hall. Doo-doo. Do 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 do. So with each of these stands, I want to have a weapon and an armor set. That's the goal. Whether the weapon is a shield or not, that is, you know, to be determined. But these are each special shields that I've collected from bosses and stuff. This is the Blazing Buckler. I got this from killing the Primordial Blaze. You can actually watch that video on my channel here. Really cool video. So I got a pair of Burn's custom armor. Burn makes these armors in the shopping district. And a radiation shield. I got that from the Nether Reactor. This is Old Trusty, my first sword here on the server. Pretty good sword, but I needed something with, you know, a bit more oomph. So I had to upgrade. This is a additional Oceanic Trident because I still have one. And my first set of netherite, I actually had to surrender it because I achieved it using a exploit in the data packs that we later decided was no fair, and we took it out. So to be honest and fair, I got rid of the armor, and it's just kind of a, you know, display piece now. Here we have the fake set when Lost stole my armor, and he replaced it with this. which he also bought from Burn. Here we have, can I grab the lightning rod? There we go. Here's the lightning staff. This thing's really cool. When you point and you shoot, it does that. Boom. Really cool item. Super cool item. So here's ancient armor. This is some stuff you can get in the end, and each of these sets have different things. So this one gives you faster attack speed, gives you about the same armor as like netherite does, and it greatly increases your damage. So I think with the full set on my sword and strength too, I can one-shot 25 health. So I do 25. Is that 25 damage? I think so. That's 25 damage, which is pretty significant. That's more than doubling what the sword already does. The hollowed armor here is super cool. If you put this on, is this locked? I must have locked this stand. Okay. The hollowed armor gives you extra hearts, and I think each one gives you like 1.5 hearts. So in total, you get, I'm not good at math. That's a lot of hearts, bro. And then Glue Maker was actually just my first sword, so I know the netherite one was my first. It was my first good sword. This was just like the first sword I ever had that was diamond. Kind of significant to me. But, you know, that's a lot of explaining. There's a lot of items in there. They're super cool. I know this isn't as detailed as the other ones. I was actually more playing around with like the long design. I think it does look really good here. I have like the shading in the roof with the dark prismarine, and I think these buttons really do add a little something to it. Let's land here on the houseboat. Now these boats aren't done. I've actually commissioned somebody to come and put armor stands on them and make them like in cool positions, fishing, doing all kinds of stuff. So I hope to see that soon. We come in here and, you know, he's got his sleeping quarters. It is what it is. It's a boat. All right, so now we're just gonna go check out the industrial area where I keep all the farms. Welcome, one and all, to my farming district. I actually share this with a German friend on the server. His name is Stiefel. I'm going to start off at the very start here. So I actually started building this first thing, you know, built all the sheep in one pen, added a whole range of colors. Right now we have separate collection units for everything. We want to eventually have a big central storage that everything gets sorted into nice and neatly. But yeah, you can see here we have no shortage of wool, so we really do collect a lot of that. I built a slime farm a long time ago. See if I can show it to you guys here. Well, hopefully that worked. I could show you the slime farm there. It's nothing special. It's gathered us quite a bit of slime though. You know, it definitely does the job. Allows us to make our farms and to, you know, slime people. We got a little bit of a villager breeder here. Stiefel is the villager man this season. He's been working on these guys, trying to get their trades down, trying to get everything going. Another feature we have this season is spawners. You're able to silk touch spawners 1 in 10. So I've actually put them all into a bit of a space here. I got 3 wither skeletons and a zombie spawner. This gives me everything I need. It's a great XP source, and I also get bones, coal, wither heads, rotten flesh. You can get spawn eggs, and that's how you actually change the spawners. And then all this junk here, and if this fills up, which it always does, it just ends up going into fire, which is pretty useful. We have rotten flesh smelting in this pack, so leather's not a problem. You just take a stack of flesh, and if you need it, some coal, toss it into here, and you toss the flesh into here, and it cooks it right up for you. In here we have gold, so similar thing. It's not as efficient, but you know, I'm a guy who hates to waste, so I just take all the gold armor. And I like to just toss it all into here, and it melts it down into little nugs, and you can make those into ingots every once in a while. I know it's not a lot, but it's a little. This guy here, he just makes pickles. That's not all, actually. So this all is really cool, but it's not even my crowning achievement on the server here. So I built a guardian farm. Now, I will admit, the guardian farm base, this part, that's not me. I saw this on, I think it was Psycraft. I can't be sure. But basically, it's super cool because instead of taking down this whole monument, you pretty much just put soul sand along the top here, and then you rely on the spawning sphere mechanics of the player to only spawn guardians in that area. And they go through this portal. Now, we actually have to go through the portal over here so we don't end up in the killing chamber. So basically, inside this cool little area here, here's where they come through. They land on the soul fires. Now, it has to be soul fire because they kill mobs faster than regular campfires. Now, in all of my testing, I found that like one output source wasn't fast enough. So I have right side feeding into this spot, left side is feeding into this spot, and they both have max speed droppers that spit out items as quickly as possible. Let's jump down here. Now, when the items come spitting out of here, they will fall through and on one of the two. And using the ice and these ender chests here, you're actually able to position the items just on the edge of the block. So you push them over here, and now they're on the edge of this block and the edge of this block. So they're right in the corner. This one pushes them, and that means that they go over the hopper, but they're also on the ice. And since they go over the hoppers, that means the hoppers can pick them up. So I have individual sorting systems here. One of them is for fish, 2 prismarine, and 2 prismarine crystals. If they overflow, let's say the fish fills up and I don't have any need for all that fish, the fish will just come over here and sizzle right in there. It is a very fast machine. It makes more prismarine than I think I'll ever need. I need to figure out a huge project I could make, like a big coliseum or something I could do with prismarine here on the server. Alright, I think that's probably enough talk about prismarine for today. Anyway, I guess the last talking point for me today is what to expect. I don't really have any plans. I just like making videos, so I plan to hopefully do some better episodes from here on out. I don't have to do a tour, so I can just kind of work on projects and stuff. I hope that's going to be some fun. I like making, fun little videos like I did with the Primordial Blaze boss there. So, if you kind of like goofy, fun content, if you like a bit of personality, a bit of wonkyality, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, ring the notification. But I'm not sure how it all works, but thanks for watching. If you made it this far, I hope you have a great day and great night. See ya. Bye. Bye.